Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So as most of you know, as of recording this, so middle of April, they announced a new capital ship in the game, which is going to be the Leviathan, piloted or commanded by Darth Revan. So this is going to be the next, meta ship, meta fleet that's coming into the game. And there's a lot of questions, as there always is when any new characters, any new fleets are introduced. Should you go for this? Especially I see, I'm on a lot of Discord servers where there's a lot of like newer, let's say between, brand new accounts up to 2 to 3 years. And this question comes up all the time. Should I stop what I'm doing? Should I go for Leviathan? A lot of new players, asking, should this be my first big journey that I go on? Right now, the consensus is that you should go for Executor first, followed by Galactic Legend. So a lot of people are asking this question. So I just wanted to give my thoughts and opinions and try to answer: should you or should you not go for Leviathan? So I have a couple slides here, and then we'll look, at what we know. So first of all, before we let me just check something here. So let's flip over to here. We don't, again, at this time, we just don't know what the requirements are. We can all speculate what they can be for Leviathan. Obviously, it's probably going to have some Sith ships here. Um, so it's going to have some, let me move just a second. Let's move me out of the way here. So it's going to have some Sith ships that are part of the fleet. The biggest being the Fury class interceptor that's in Conquest right now as we're doing this. So this is the first round of Conquest. So it's going to be at least 3 months before people can unlock that if they're getting a red crate every time. Again, piloted by Malgus, who is also a Conquest character, who will be going to Proving Ground soon. But this is a big gate for people to get this ship or this fleet. The rest of the Sith fleet, a lot of people probably have TIE Advance. They have most likely the Emperor's shuttle. These other ones, Scimitar, B-28, Sith Fighter, depending, most likely newer players, they don't have this. So we can assume that you're probably going to need all these, but we just don't know. And who knows? There might be some other ships that get introduced with this capital ship as well. We don't know what the pilots are going to be, the requirements are going to be for relic level. So there's just a lot of speculation, and we can't really make an informed decision based on that right now. But I think what we can do is, knowing what we know from the past, from Executor, from Profundity, how they're slowly increasing requirements, knowing that this is going to be the ship that can beat, Executor and Profundity pretty easily. Um, I'm sure CG will find a way to screw it up, but knowing that thing, we can make some assumptions on whether you should go for this or not. So let's flip back over here. Sorry, I moved myself out of the way again. And let's just kind of jump in to see like my opinion on if you should go for this or not. So first, you should definitely not go for Leviathan if you meet these criteria. So if you're a new player, if you have a brand new account, 100% don't go for this. Like it's gated heavily by conquest, so you need to be minimum 4 million GP to even enter hard conquest to have a chance. And you're honestly years away from this fleet. So maybe some Krakens or whales on new accounts will spend hundreds, probably thousands of dollars to get this early. For 99.9% of the players out there, especially if you're a new account, it doesn't make sense. Just don't do it. If you have less than 4 million GP, like I said, this fleet is heavily gated by Conquest, both the Fury class interceptor and Malgus, which definitely will be a requirement for unlocking. You have to be minimum 4 million GP to even start to get these. If you're not 4 million GP yet, again, you have to first get to 4 million. Then you're going to have to probably get these pilot and fleet through Proving Grounds, which comes around once a month. The fastest you can get it if you're spending 4,000 crystals a month is going to be six months. If you just kind of do Proving Grounds without refreshing, it's going to take you 17 months after reaching 4 million GP. So this is not an early game fleet by any means. I would even say if you're between 4 and 5 million GP, again, don't go for this. You're still really building your base. You need to focus on getting more Galactic Legends. You probably at this point have Executor, maybe you're close to Profundity. So this can be on your radar, but at 4 to 5 million GP, it still, I think, is a no. If your account's less than 2.5 years old, again, you're probably in this 4 to 5 million GP range, maybe slightly higher. But anyway, less than 2.5, I still would not recommend it. You still have so many things to build in this game working towards your guild. And again, if you have less than 2 GLs and only one of Executor and Profundity, again, it's a hard no for me. You have a lot of roster building to do. And if you're a casual player, then, just meeting these things I put above is going to be challenging. So it's going to be a lot of work. Now, the definite yes, should you go for this? I would say if you have more than 7 million galactic power, you've probably been playing this game for 3+ years. Most people with 7 million, you're probably going to have people that have been playing for a long time, maybe even since start. So they're going to be in very old fleet shards that you're definitely going to have this if you want to keep your crystal income in fleets. If you're in Kyber 1 and 2 now, even if you're less than 7 million, you absolutely have to get this ship as fast as possible because it is going to be a roadblock. People are going to set it on defense and you're going to quickly fall out of Kyber 1 and 2. If you have more than 4 Galactic Legends and you have both GL ships, I think this is an immediate, pivot to this right away, unless you're like very close to finishing off something else. Again, knowing that minimum 3 months from now, when I record this, it's going to be released. So you have 3 months. You're going to have to get that red crate and conquest to get there. But these are the types of accounts I think absolutely should be going for this. If you're in an ultra competitive fleet shard, old shards from the start, you're going to have to get this if you want to stay on top. You can, Executor and Profundity right now, either one of those can get, top 5 basically daily. But once you start seeing these things show up in 3 months, you're going to want to get it as fast as possible. If you're in a guild that's, very competitive for territory wars, obviously they're going to want you to farm this. They always want the latest and greatest. And in general, if you're a competitive player, again, meeting these thresholds, I mean, you can be a very competitive player, but at the, less than 4 million, you'll get there eventually, but this is really geared for those. Or of course, if you're a Kraken or if you're a whale and you're going to be spending hundreds, thousands of dollars, definitely get this one. Now, where it's a bit of a gray area, I think there's a clear no, there's a clear yes that you should go for this, but there's maybe some players that are a maybe. Personally, I probably would put my account into this. Again, I'm 6.5 million GP, so I'm under that 7 million. I have 3 GLs. I have both of the GL ships right now. So if you're between 5 to 7 million, it's still, like I said, it's kind of a gray area. Under 5 is a hard no. Over 7 is a definite yes. But within this, it really just depends on your account. It depends on your play style. If you're in Kyber 3, Kyber 4, and you want to kind of take the next step up, or 6 months, 3 to 6 months from now, really want to solidify your place in Kyber 3 or Kyber 4, I think you have to get this. Again, knowing you need 3 ships on defense, 3 ships on offense. We already have the 2 GL ships. We have the 2 Get 2 ships. We have some other off-meta counters that can work. This one will be very key to maintaining Kyber 3, Kyber 4. If your account's older than 2.5 years or older than 3 years, again, you're probably meeting the thresholds on the second slide or on the definite yes. But definitely consider this. You probably have a well-developed roster. You can start going for this. If you already have 3 Galactic Legends, if you already have one of Executor or Profundity, definitely consider this. Again, I have 3 GLs. I have both of these ships. I'm probably going to go for Leviathan, but it won't be a day one unlock. For me, it's gonna be minimum 6 months, just because of my player style. Basically just because of my player style and the way that I do conquest. So I hope this helped. I think, again, keep in mind that we just don't know the requirements right now, but if you compare versus Executor or Profundity, it's going to be very steep. Profundity, again, has Relic 9, one Relic 9, has a couple Relic 8 requirements. For new accounts, just getting Relic 8 is extremely difficult when you're starting out before the CPIT raid. CPIT rate is going away, and we don't really know how those arrow magnifiers are going to be gotten. So, again, this is an extremely expensive. It's going to be an extremely expensive fleet to unlock. Definitely one, probably multiple Relic 9 characters needed. Hopefully, they're on some good characters like Malik or Malgus, but who knows what they do with like Sith Assassin, Sith Marauder. So just know it's going to be very expensive. It will probably be a game changer. It will probably be necessary, 6 to 9 months from now, if you're in a competitive fleet shard, that you have this to keep your crystal income. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Leave your thoughts below, and I will catch you in the next video. Thanks.